Well, there's a river that runs through Glasgow, and it makes her, but it breaks her and takes her into parts. And a current just like my blood flows down from the hills, round aching bones to my restless heart.
We are in Scotland. It is raining and we are drilling. So this is the first Scottish demo, spring barley, into an old pasture field here, permanent pasture. It's only just started raining, frustrating, but we'll finish the field okay. It is a little bit tacky and wet. But the drill is doing a cracking job. Just have a little dig in. There you go, look, there's our seed.
Well, on one side all the lights glow, and the folks know and the kids go where the music and the drinking starts. On the other side where no cars go.
Lovely Scottish scenery. You go around a corner and boom, there's a little mountain waiting for you. Crops all looking pretty decent. I always think with Scotland you can't hide if you've got bad crops because everything's on a hill. So if you have a miss or anything like that, people will see it.
I've tried. I long for something that's safe and warm, but all I have is all that is gone. I is helpless and as hopeless as a feather on the cloud.
So I just thought I'd show you the job the drill's doing in the ground. You can see we've got quite a really thick, impressive red clover cover crop over winter cover, which is great because establishing cover crops this far north in Scotland can be a challenge, but he's done a really good job of getting this going and getting it away. Because we're drilling into a cover crop and it's spring, we don't need the row cleaners, so they're up out of the way. You can see how they're controlled on that air cylinder. We can put those on if we wanted to into chopped straw, typically straight behind the combine for shallow seeding. We would use those in the autumn. Here's our parallel linkage. So every one of these coulters has got 32 centimeters of travel, all independent. Hydraulic downforce, we're currently running at about 20% of our hydraulic downforce. We can go up to 300 kgs, but we'll be maybe at 30%. We'll be about 70-80 kgs today, so very, very little. Depth control is on here. The depth is just adjusted here. It's dictated by this gauge wheel, so very, very accurate seed placement. And then we've got the air closing wheel, which I've hardly got any pressure in at all. I'm running it at 20 psi. I can get that all the way up to 80 psi. So it's the undercut disc. We're at 10 degrees from vertical and 7 degrees front to back. So there's the seed boot that's protected by the 7-degree angle of the disc. If we have a little look in, hopefully you can see there, that's the channel that the disc leaves, and then you'll see the seed at the bottom of that channel. The seed depth will be very consistent. There we're running it around 2 inches. What's really impressive with this undercut is because of the angle it's coming in at, you'll see how fractured this soil is. That undercut disc has fractured this sidewall, There's no compaction, no tightness in there whatsoever. So when the closing wheel is coming over, you see what a fantastic job the closing wheel is doing. That's not the easiest to see it in. There we go, hopefully you can see that. Fantastic job of closing, and then we've got that lovely friable tilth on top of the seed. That's our row of soil, and you can see my seed just there at the bottom of that tilth. So there's our seed in that channel down there. Everyone will be consistently at 2 inches. What's really impressive about this design of the DSX, with the gauge wheel being right next to point of delivery, with the parallel linkage and the downforce, we can get within 5 mil seed depth on every coulter, which is fantastic, especially shallow seeding, and it's really important with a no-till drill. We've got the steel press wheels on today. If I bought a drill for this farm, I'd probably run it with our rubber press wheels, because this is quite kind, easy soil. But you can see the fantastic job we're getting of closing. So we've got that indent there, and that's where our seed is at the bottom of that channel. So doing a really nice job closing every coulter really well.